you asked a question or two to some of the people who are, as we refer to them, the Bulls brass, about the directions of this team out of the gate of these press conferences. What did you make of their answers?
Well, I mean, they have to say what they have to say. I don't know why they feel the need to, because they're going to have asses in the seats either way. So why not come out and kind of be honest and direct of, hey, we do covet keeping that top 10 pick. If they don't, I mean, if they truly don't care about that top 10 pick, then I question their leadership skills of building this thing the right way.
Same.
If they do covet it, why not just come out and say, look, this is what we have right now. And he did kind of allude to that this is changing and this moving forward. What you see at the start of training camp is, could be very different. But come out and say that there is a slight youth movement going on, and what we're trying to do is kind of walking a high wire of development while acquiring young talent, but still trying to be competitive and teaching winning moments. It doesn't mean winning games, but teaching winning moments that this group as youngsters can take forward and develop together. That's what I would have liked to hear.
So I'm curious then, do you think that, like, where do you stand on how you think they actually feel about this? Like, do you think that they actually believe that and they do want to try to win, or do you? Yeah, I mean,
if they truly think that they can go back to mediocrity, and if they don't get that top 10 pick, then so be it, because we've won some games, then they should just all hand in resignation letters today and save time. Because then that tells me you don't know what you're doing. You're not looking around the NBA. You're not looking at the history of the last decade and understanding team building. You need to hit a superstar. Okay. Chicago does not land superstar free agents. It just doesn't. They always pretend like they can. They can't. It's Miami or LA.
Yeah.
The sun isn't blazing here in February and January. So
it was even kind of a shock that Philly was able to pry Paul George away. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was almost like a middle finger stick it to you signing by Paul George.
Yeah.
So then how are you going to do this? Well, you have to draft smart and you have to hit on the right guy. And I don't care what anyone says. The highlights that we're seeing of Cooper Flagg with Team Select against Team USA, because I saw you guys in Vegas right after that. I think we touched on it. Well, while I was in Vegas, I talked to a couple of people that were actually at the practices. They said the highlights you saw were nothing, because this kid is fearless, legit, organizational, seismic game changer. To me, you do whatever you can to buy a lottery ticket for that drawing. And whatever chance you have to get him, your chance 14.9%, even at the best case. Okay, I'll roll the dice on that, because now that changes my organization and that keeps me in that office up there. Otherwise, you start packing up boxes right now.
Yeah.
Same question to you, Julia. What's kind of your reading between the lines of where you think this team is actually heading? Like, I mean, they said it, and we talked about it before you guys got on. It's like they're not going to sacrifice winning or player development for the integrity of the game. Like, do you feel like they really buy that, or do you think that they, at a certain point, need to understand what Joe's saying?
I mean, I agree with everything that Joe says, and yet every time that I hear them say that specific phrase that you're talking about, you just kind of go,
not the first time we've heard it.
Yeah, no, and it's. I get, again, like Joe said, I get why you have to say it to a certain extent, but there are ways to shade. They had all summer to kind of think through how to package this year.
Right.
And there are ways to shade that.
That was in the pre-written statement.
Right.
Like he wrote that the way he wanted.
That was the most purposeful thing that Arturas said today, was what he had written down on the paper in front of him. And the fact that you would not have gone through and tried to massage that into a version of, we're looking toward the future. We want to build for a better future. We want to build like a long-standing future in Chicago. There's just so many ways to package that aren't what we got today. And
you just say half of it. It's like, we just want to develop the players. You can stop there.
Exactly.
And it'd be a great answer.
Exactly. Talk about how you believe in the guys. Like, there is a lot of potential. There's a lot of room for growth on this team. And yet every time that they could just say the first half of the sentence, they add that latter clause that makes you go, like, what are we doing here? You know, it's just,
We all silly like the mayor.